Welcome back to another episode of Absolutely. My name is Benny from Comic Historian, and Benny has a problem. That is Sal from Comic Pop, and that is Hussein Kader from Hussein Kader. Try spelling that, because you're going to guess to get it wrong. But if you Google it...
Lots of vowels.
Lots of vowels. Today we're going to talk about Marvel suing people.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Oh, my God.
I
can't wait to hear your thoughts on this.
I'm so validated that we didn't jump on these scoops that we have had. Like, okay, so let me give you the rundown here real quick. It has come out that the scoopers, those accounts that love to give inside information, photographs, and things like that, Marvel's finally attacked one of them. Somebody came out and had photos from the set of Captain America, which is the most egregious. But
one of them was like, it looked like it was a publicity photo or something. It was an actual photo that they were like going to use in something.
Yeah.
And no.
And so it looks like Marvel's finally had enough of this, because they have subpoenaed to find out who is behind that account so that they can then sue that person.
Yes.
Now, The article I read, now, as far as we know, that is all they've done.
Right.
But according to the article, Marvel intends to start pursuing all of these scoopers and leakers who are getting information and finding out who they are so that they can sue them. The one that stood out to me, the one that I thought is the one that this was going to be about when I heard that they were attacking somebody, was that My Time to Shine guy, who obviously has some kind of an in the industry for the amount of things. I mean, he does spitball and then just gets 1 out of every 10 right. But
yes, but some of them are so right that you're like, you have some inside information.
It's almost like they give the wrong one so they don't get sued.
Yeah.
Yes, to go like, oh, listen, I mean, like, when they're on the stand, I make a lot of assumptions, and, a broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
So what this is interesting, because Marvel's actually taking action against the situation.
Yeah, this is very Disney of them. This is like the most Disney Marvel has been in a while, where like, because Disney does this. This is Disney's first response is litigation.
Yeah.
And they're typically right to do it because Disney's lawyers are infamous in the sphere of entertainment for being cutthroat and unstoppable. And, this has been a thing. Like the leaks, the Marvel leaks, and the story details, and the actor drops, and the, box art reveals. Those things have all been prevalent in the MCU. I want to say especially post-Endgame. Like,
and we always debated if it was Mark Ruffalo or Tom Holland doing it intentionally, or being given, like, actually slipping up, or being given leaks.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like, look, Tom Holland saying everybody, or Mark Ruffalo saying everybody dies, or Tom Holland saying I was in space. These are slips of the tongue, or they're carefully coordinated marketing strategies, but they don't hurt anything.
Right.
They don't damage the bottom line. And listen, before we get into it, I wanted to say, up at the top, we're not defending $1 billion corporation here. I'm not saying like, oh, poor Disney. I'm saying that, like, we're looking at this from the perspective of Disney and what they're doing. And it's like, as far as they're concerned, as far as their points are being made, it is hurting it is affecting their bottom line, because at the end of the day, like, this is the kind of like, this is the pebble that starts the avalanche, right? Because, like, already there is a machine that exists in the entertainment sphere that subsists on negative reactions to popular media, particularly when it comes to Disney. And giving them any ammunition is what starts the ball rolling to what could become box office disappointments. I don't know if you guys saw The Marvels, movie I happen to personally enjoy.
Apparently only you and I saw it and enjoyed it. Hudson didn't even go, even though he liked it.
What the hell do you mean? I went.
You see the way I said that? You see the way I said that?
Yeah. Whatever. I liked that movie. I was astonished that I enjoyed it. I didn't. Yeah. It was not a perfect movie at all.
No. But
it done. But I liked it the one time I watched it.
I liked it certainly as much, if not a little bit more, than Thor: The Dark World. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, listen, when we went
significantly above that.
When we all went to go see Thor: The Dark World, we're all like, yes, Avengers. And then we were like, oh, Dark Elves.
Oh,
and that was
Avengers.
it. That's a little shame. But the Marvels, I'm like, I enjoyed so much of it. The point is, it's the biggest box office flop in the history of cinema.
Oh yeah, not cinema. No, I don't think it's that bad.
I think it is.
Marvels?
I think the Marvels is the biggest box office flop.
And to be fair, again, a movie that Disney decided to not promote because
there's movies that came out and made like $1 grand total.
Yeah. released a couple indie films, got it in a few
Okay, I'll give you this. I'll give you the biggest box office flop that was supposed to be a summer blockbuster, big dealio.
Yeah.
Especially when the first movie broke $1 billion.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the second movie corrected a lot of the major complaints of the first one. They tried to give Brie Larson a personality. They gave her characters to bounce off of. They used characters that were immediately beloved in their own franchises. Maybe not A-listers, but hey, everyone likes Kamala. They liked Iman Vellani. They put her in there. Everybody likes Tiona Paris. They liked her in WandaVision. They put her in there. That's a win-win, right?
It should be more like Big Lose. But my point is that, that movie didn't do well. And when I say didn't do well, I mean it was devastating. And Disney is looking at fingers to point, people to blame, and reasons for it. Especially when, Benny, you pointed out that like the Marvels made $1 billion, or the Captain Marvel movie made $1 billion, and it's like, how can you see such disparity? It's not like suddenly the Captain Marvel concept became woke. And that's why it went broke. I
think that's what they're trying to figure out. How did we go from $1 billion franchise, a guaranteed at least break-even movie, to failure? And that it has led to them doing things like, and now we're just going to start suing because could leaks be it? We don't know. We don't know what the issue is anymore. So we're done playing games with all of you.
Exactly. And I think this is something that I'm shocked they haven't done already, and it's something that I'm amazed they're I should have seen this coming sooner, and I'm not the least bit surprised. And I never liked the leaks in the first place, so I don't care.
There was like a little blip in history where leaks were kind of fun, and I think it was around the CW era. It wasn't even about MCU grand films; it was about CW things where you'd get like a little soft, such a blurry, scuffed up little leaked image of the Flash's new costume, or of Arrow's new costume. And that would be fun because we could speculate, we could get excited about it. It didn't necessarily blow the load on what the reveal is. Like we didn't have the HD full graphic. Then those same leakers, I think that there was one Flash leaker that is so notorious that like half of the cast and crew in Vancouver and Toronto like can recognize them immediately. And like, that's the guy again. Oh my God, here we go again. And they started leaking everything. And it really took the joy out of it. I remember just like how fun it was to get like a slight behind the scenes look on Tyler Hoechlin's first Superman suit in that. And it was so fun. Then we got 500 HD full graphic image of his Superman and Lois suit, and then his second Superman and Lois suit. And then it was just like, this sucks. This is horrible. And as soon as it hit the MCU level, it has become, I mean, probably the dumbest marketplace ever.
I think the issue, and we've talked about this like a year ago when it really got to the point it is, leaking used to be fun back in the era when the leaks were very generic. So, for some reason, when No Way Home came out, like the fun with the leaks used to be that they were 90% accurate and they weren't that common. So when we got leaks, it would be like once a month of a solid leak. But the No Way Home era proved that you can just bullshit your way through all of the leaks and get engagement on these platforms.
Well, and as long as there was like a high def image released every so often, like it bolstered those BS rumors as well.
And so what happened is ever since No Way Home, I feel like the fun rumor market, the leak market has turned into just, it's all 90% bullshit. So we just ignore it. It's not fun anymore.
You're absolutely, well, you know what really made it not fun? Turning it into an effing business.
Yep.
Well, that too, yeah. Because it used to just be like, hey, I got the scoop. And it's like, oh, cool. What's the scoop?
Right. No, it's like, I'm a brand. I'm Marthrevel Roof Formers. Like, it's just, there's nothing fun about it, but it's also like, you could tell there's some kind of attempt to monetize. I think it's honestly, I don't actually know how you would even monetize.
I think a lot of these cats have struggled to monetize pretty significantly.
There has been no successful way to monetize. We have a friend, and I won't name him because he's going through a lot himself right now dealing with it, but we have a friend who tried to figure out how to monetize the platform that they've created, and they hit me up, and I was like, you can't. There's no way to monetize it, and what you've done does not parlay into a real world job.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're kind of in a boat that you're just on your own on the ocean.
Exactly.
And what you need to do is hope someone on a big ocean liner picks you up and then promotes you and gets you into a better spot.
Right. And then that's super interesting because like that platform isn't necessarily viable. But then there are people on YouTube for years where their version of comic book news isn't what we do, where we sit down and have a discussion and try and like add some value to it. Their version's a bit more, let me drop 30 videos in a day
Yep.
with a bunch of like scuffed up fan arts, but also like I guess now AI images, but whatever they can, and then have a conversation, leaking it. And the thing is, they cannibalize their own algorithm because YouTube likes a consistent upload that you can maintain. So they would push those things to the limit as much as they could, and then suffer the consequences later intensely. Which, like, the one channel I'm thinking of specifically, and it's in the comic book channel space, will not name names.
No,
they're pretty much gone. But I remember seeing them. I mean, against my will. Best way to describe it. Every single thing.
Oh, persistent, incessant, you might say. It was just like, just constantly like, oh my God. I mean, there's one that like fell from grace in a big bad way. And even if they had it to begin with, that like, it's just 2 to 6 minute long chunks taking one half a sentence.
Yeah.
And then just hammering
over and over again.
So as a fun project with a couple of friends. This is related to this. Don't worry, the story's gonna go somewhere.
No.
As a fun project with a couple of friends, we thought it because we love to play the Honkai Star Rail game and the Honkai Impact game in Genshin, and we like to talk about the lore. And it was brought up that do you think that we, for fun, could make a channel focused on these titles? And so I did a little market research because that's what I do. And I was like, there's a void in this market for lore, just a lore-centric channel, because everyone likes to do their opinions on lore, and then they will throw out the theory video, the is the game dying video, the here's the build to the character video, and they flood their channel. And the way YouTube works now is having one centralized theme of content does better. So I said we could do that. And the first thing they brought up is, well, then we can branch into build videos and pull videos and things like that. And my response was no. I was like, the way YouTube works right now is you want one type of content or you flood your channel. I was like, the reason why these, and I explained, and this is for this situation, the reason why people flood their channels with that content and every video is over 8 minutes is straight up monetization. The concept is simple. If I can get 5K views a video because these people watch no matter what, and I do 7 of them, I get 35,000 views for the week. And if I make them all over 8 minutes, I get a good RPM. This is YouTube science for you guys. Having a video over 8 minutes, which is why you see some of these scoopers making like 8 minutes and 10 seconds. And it's why on Comic Story, and if our videos reach 7 minutes and like 40 seconds, I tell the team, just stretch it to 8 minutes, the ending. It's whatever. just do it. So it's because when you cross 8 minutes, you can put additional ads in there. And if you get a good amount of watch time, you can then get a better RPM. And an RPM is your rate of being paid. Everyone likes to be like 1,000 views means this. That's not it anymore. It's not how it works.
It's person to person, RPM to RPM, CPM to CPM.
Exactly. And it changes, but you can boost that number up by having over 8 minute videos and having a lot of them that people are willing to watch, because what it boils down to is watch time. And if you can't make a good video that gets 1 million views, or like on Comic Story, a 5-hour video that has, 3 million views, then what you do is you flood your channel with low grade content at over an 8 minute marker so that you're getting constant watch time as opposed to getting one solid video. It's why Hassan focuses so much on one video a month on Hassan, because if one video that he put a ton of work into pops off, it is the exact same equivalent to Hassan flooding his channel.
I wish that was a marketing strategy. It's just an exhaustion strategy. Those one videos.
I was trying to give you credit here, man.
Yeah. Well, because it is like it's a marathon versus a race, and like you can grind and you can do the same equivalent as working hard for a week.
And I have my main channel where I do upload one short video a day, like it's a YouTube short, and it's made in a very specific way to hit a certain audience, and we bank on that. Somebody in our chat actually mentioned probably the biggest Marvel leak to ever happen that changed the fabric of that entire company, and that's the Deadpool leak. And notoriously, never confirmed, but it's pretty clear to us that Ryan Reynolds leaked that test footage. Totally different situation. Not scummy little leakers with a camera trying to ruin a movie. Ryan Reynolds trying to shot in the dark, make something happen when nothing was going to happen.
When he got the
Oh, sorry. I was thinking I've been on an X-Men rewatch recently, and we just got to Days of Future Past last night. Watched everything up to it. Deadpool is the next movie, and I'm so excited. I'm watching it with my girlfriend. I'm explaining the lore behind everything that has happened. I'm gonna be showing her the Deadpool test footage and all of that, because that's such a cultural moment that changed everything.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those things where he was like, the movie is dead. There is absolutely no risk to releasing this footage, because all it does is make the studio look stupid for not making the Deadpool movie. And at best, it'll make them make the movie.
Right.
You know, there's a difference between that and like, I don't know, releasing images that show Andrew Garfield's gonna be in No Way Home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, which was such an upsetting thing. Like, it was funny because that movie had a marketing plan. That movie had a very clear, succinct marketing plan. They were going to do basically like Civil War 2, but it was Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange. That's how they're going to market the entire movie. And then we were going to get the movie we got, which is incredible. Alfred Molina couldn't keep his mouth shut. So then we got the reveal of the villains and said, okay, we're going to market it as Tom Holland versus all the Spider-Man villains. At that point, you can speculate that your other Spider-Man are going to show up. But if we were a little bit more tight-lipped, if we didn't have the industry we have farming clicks, we potentially could have walked into a theater and then had that moment where Ned's opening the portal and then all of a sudden Andrew Garfield walks out. And yes, my theater screamed. I screamed. It was exciting. Imagine how much more exciting it is. Entirely 100 million% blind that this pipe dream, which is crazy that we had it and it's been years since then, would happen. And that's what I think the damage of leaks are. I think when it leads into speculation and theory content, it's really fun. It's what we dig our teeth into as fans. But a lot of these leaks have just been, I mean, theft of IP, for lack of a better word. Like, I don't care to see Falcon's new suit so we can complain about it. I know we made a video about it, but it sucked because it's like, I'd rather make that video after we get the goddamn movie. That'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, we had a stance here on the channel for the longest time that we weren't going to go into much leaks, and it started to kill the channel because nobody cared about our opinions so late anymore. The only reason we started doing it was like, well, we either close the channel or that's just a part of the job in this day.
Exactly.
And we've never been a fan of discussing leaks because we've never found that enjoyable. Because I would rather, I don't mind the trailers because if that's leaking, whatever. And I get Huston's opinion of not watching the trailers in this.
Just for Deadpool and Wolverine, by the way. I just wanted to be.
I'm just saying, like, but like even that, if we could do it, and it's not a part of it. If we ever quit the podcast, I will not be watching trailers anymore.
Oh, never again.
That'll be it.
That's over. I'll see that something's coming out. I'll put it on my calendar, and then I'll try and set, Twitter tags, whatever, to block out those words so I don't get anything else.
Totally. Yeah. So it's just it's interesting to see Disney going, or Marvel being like, all right, that's enough. And I think it's because they're like, we've lost too much money. And we can't afford, like, that Captain America 4 must have cost $300 million. Yeah. Because it's just like, because of the rumors that are in it. I mean, and especially because the rumors out there right now about like characters that are going to be appearing, Lord knows they don't want to see a pre-viz bad-looking version of a character that would be really exciting to see on screen on Twitter the next day.
Yeah.
And so one of the best let's stop it now.
In the last time we saw Falcon in the suit, the first time we saw him in the suit's in a TV show, which just has a smaller budget. So, Disney's about to really put their time into creating probably multiple costumes for a given movie. They want you to see those costumes either in those Empire magazine first look photo shoots.
They want the lighting. I mean,
they want the lighting. They want the CG for some of it too, right? Some of these costumes inherently have like CG improvements, whether they're a fully textured costume or not. And, I can respect that. Obviously, billion-dollar company, boo-hoo, woe is me, make better movies. We'll stop. We'll have more to talk about if you guys stop crapping the bed on these movies. But, exhausting to say the least.
It's true.
Good luck to that guy. Delete your. If I'm him, I'm deleting everything.
I don't
every ounce of social media.
Oh yeah, I mean that's your only hope. If you've been subpoenaed, get rid of all trace and hope that there is no backlog of some real name attached to it.
Yeah,
scorched earth. Change your legal name. Move somewhere else.
There's no way. There's no way. It's over. Like unless you're in another country.
Which, to be fair, a lot of the leakers are not U.S. based. A lot of them are in Brazil. A lot of them are in the East, like all over the place. But
well, it's because what it is, and I've dealt with this a lot of people because I deal with in some of the games I play, and they'll make extra money just jumping in and helping you out on something like that. And they charge like $5 for a couple of hours, and it's because it's the conversion. It's a lot more money over there. So just like what I've seen, so that's why they're over there. So, I mean, if I ever retire, I'm just going to move to like some far off land where my money's worth a ton.
And we'll be living together, right?
We'll be doing it together. We're going to move away. We'll find some island. I'm sure one of those Mr. Beast island have nobody living on, and we'll just go to that.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That sounds fantastic. But that's our show today. I don't think we have anything else to say.
No.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell down below. And if you enjoy us, check me out over at Comic Storian Full Story, or the new Redacted Comic Storian channel that will be coming out soon. Or check out Sal over at Comic Pop or Hussack Adair at Hussack Adair. Just face roll your vowels and put an H at the beginning, and you got that. Do you want to actually spell it for him?
No. Look it up, guys. You can put in a little effort if you're going to look me up. Link somewhere on the channel. All right. Goodbye.